This tutorial is for first grade, Module 2, Lesson 20. In this lesson, we're going to review several different strategies that help us subtract. The directions say solve, use drawings, rekenreks, or a number path. I'm going to show an example of each. First, I'll start with using a drawing. The problem is 11 minus 9. I'm going to start by drawing a group of 11, and I'll show that as a group of 10 and one more. So I have 5 and another 5 to make 10, and then one more. To show that I'm going to subtract 9, I'm going to cross off 9 of those circles. So I cross off 5 and then 4 more. That's the 9 that I'm subtracting, and I'm left with 2. So 11 minus 9 is 2. The pattern that we discussed was, if you look at the number in your ones column, when you subtract 9, your answer is going to be 1 more than that number, and that holds true with this pattern. 2 is 1 more than 1. Next, I'll show using a rekenrek to subtract 13 minus 9. Since I'm subtracting 9 again, I'm going to predict that my answer will be 4, because the pattern is when we subtract 9, our answer is going to be 1 more than the number that's in the ones place. I have my 13 beads on the rekenrek. There are 10 beads on top and 3 on bottom. If I'm going to subtract 9 on the rekenrek, I would take 9 beads and slide them back over to the right. So I would take these 9 beads and move them over to the right. That would leave me with 1 bead on the top row and 3 beads on the bottom row for a total of 4. And that shows that our prediction was correct. 13 minus 9 equals 4. Next, I can use my number path to help me subtract. The problem is 13 minus 7. If I use the counting on strategy to solve this problem, I would start at my 7, and when I would count up a certain number of hops until I get to 13. So let's start at 7 and count up to 13. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 13 minus 7 is 6, because 7 plus 6 equals 13. In the next section, we're going to look at number patterns to match the equal number sentences. The first one has been done for us. 16 minus 7 equals 9, and that gives us the same answer as 18 minus 9 equals 9. So if they have the same answer or the same difference, we'll go ahead and match them. The next problem is 17 minus 7. Well, 17 minus 7 is 10, so I need to find another problem that gives me an answer of 10. Well, 18 minus 8 is very similar to 17 minus 7. We're subtracting the same number that's in the ones column on both problems. 18 minus 8 is also 10, so those problems match. Next, I'm subtracting 12 minus 8. 12 minus 8 is 4. I can think of that in terms of counting on. If I'm at 8, I would hop forward 4 to get me to 12. If I find another similar problem, back up at the top here, if I'm at 9, I would hop forward 4 to get me to 13, or count on 4 to get me to 13. So 13 minus 9 is also 4, so we'll match those. Next, I have 14 minus 8. Well, 14 minus 8 is 6. If I'm on 8, I count up 2 to get me to 10, and 4 more to get to 14, so that equals 6. Well, here, if I'm at 9 and I need to count up to 15, I would hop 1 to get me to 10, and then 5 more to get me to 15, so that answer is also 6. So we'll match those problems. In the last section, I'm going to look for patterns to solve similar subtraction problems. If I look across my top row, I'm starting with 12 minus 9, then 13 minus 9, then 14 minus 9. Well, 12 minus 9 is 3. If I move to 13 minus 9, well, I have one more that I'm starting with when I subtract my 9. So that's going to give me one more than the previous answer. 13 minus 9 is 4. In column C, I'm starting with 14 and I'm still subtracting 9. This time I'm started with one more than I did in the previous column, so my answer should be 1 more than the previous answer. 14 minus 9 is 5. Looking in the next row, I have 12 minus 8, 13 minus 8, and 14 minus 8. So it's following the same pattern. The number that I'm starting with is 1 more than the previous problem. Well, 12 minus 8 is 4. That means 13 minus 8 must be 5, and 14 minus 8 must be 6. In the last row, I have 11 minus 7, 12 minus 7, and 13 minus 7. And again, the number I'm starting with is 1 more than the previous problem. Well, if I start with 11 minus 7, 11 minus 7 is 4, so 12 minus 7 must be 5, and 13 minus 7 must be 6. So you can see we use a variety of strategies throughout this whole lesson to solve our subtraction problems.